guys, I wanted to share with you a reading program today that I am using in my homeschool right now with one of my children. I've had it for a little while. I started it with one of my kids a couple years ago. She didn't really need it. She was kind of moving beyond it, so we didn't use it in whole. We only used it in part. So now I'm getting a fresh look at it where I've just started it with my son recently. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because I really think it is an amazing resource and it's not widely known, I don't believe. So let me go ahead and show you inside this program. It's called Sound Bytes Reading. Okay, so here it is, Sound Bytes Reading, Teach Anyone to Read. I have found this program to be really cost-effective and effective at teaching reading. My son that I started doing this with is a little bit frustrated when he sees like a whole sheet of paper with just words to read by themselves. They have no purpose besides that he's just reading that word. So if you've watched my other video on All About Reading I did not too long ago, I have my younger son using All About Reading right now, and I thought I might have my 8-year-old kind of jump in with that as well because I was really enjoying that program. But I found with my 8-year-old, the fluency sheets that just have kind of like a whole page of just words to read was not going well for him. He would fuss and snivel and fall over in his chair, and he is a really smart kid, so it wasn't that he couldn't read the words. He just, I don't know, he just felt overwhelmed by them. He didn't understand why he was just reading these words. So I got out this book because I knew I had it from a year or two ago when I used it with my my daughter, who's now 9. She didn't use it in full. She just used kind of the end of it because she was just about out of the learning to read stage, but she just, I wanted to kind of brush up on some things with her. So I got this book out and I started reading through the teacher's guide in the front here, which was just packed full of such good information. And I just wanted to encourage you guys, if you pick up this book, this is really amazing. This understanding reading instruction, everything she writes, this author writes in here, it's teaching you about teaching your kids to read. And it's teaching you the how, the why and the how of teaching them to read. And this wasn't originally written for homeschoolers, but it is absolutely able to be used at home with homeschoolers. I think there's actually only one small section in this section 2 where she addresses using this in a classroom full of kids. So besides that though, you can absolutely use this in your home, no problem. And this has actually been really good for my son because, let me show you one of the lessons here. This is what we do in a day. It is simple, there's not a lot of distraction going on, and he honestly just loves to just read the stories. When these words come together into stories and actual thoughts and they make sense, there's no fussing and sniveling when we go to read. It makes sense to him and he understands why we're reading it and he has fun doing it. He actually feels like it's a challenge, and we can actually read through several of these stories a day sometimes. And when we need to, because he's not starting out with phonics. He's already read quite a bit through the reading lesson, which I'll share with you in another video. And I was putting aside the reading lesson so we could do All About Reading, but then I also realized that we took the whole summer off, and that kind of threw off our groove for learning reading for my little boy here. Actually, he's sneaking up to the video. There he is. So he is my super smarto kid, but he doesn't enjoy just reading single words and sheets full of single words with no real meaning, just for the sake of reading that word. So doing a shorter lesson for him with less distraction. Speaking of distraction. So short lessons with cute little stories like this are just, they've been really good for him. We do have this little portion here where you'll start your lesson just to go over these sounds. And whenever you see a bold letter or a bold word, that means that we are introducing that sound or that word for the very first time. And then they'll go ahead and read just a couple of phrases and then some sentences. So there's not really any kind of nonsense words or phrases here. They all make sense. It's not just words being put together for the sake of putting words together. There's cute stories and rhymes, and this is your whole day right here on these 2 pages. And I think that that is just perfect for my boy. This has really, really been a great thing for him. Also, let me just show you a couple of different pages here. So he's ahead of this. We're actually on this Today tab. I like to use these tabs. They're just like these sticky tabs that I get off of Amazon, and then you can write on them, and then we just re-stick them each time we move our tab. So anyway, that works well for us. But here's where he is right now, and he is flying through this because he's still, this is still kind of easy for him. We are just kind of reading through the stories right now to catch up to the spot that he is going to kind of settle down, and we'll go through this more. I don't have to do it that way, but I want to because I want to build his confidence again in reading and just get him into this book in kind of an easy way. As you go through this, the lessons get a little bit more difficult. There are 4 chapters in the students section. The first chapter takes you through short vowels. The second chapter goes into long vowels. The third chapter is advanced code. The 4th chapter are the challenge stories. So this is getting more into, I think this is still a chapter 3. And you have a little bit more words and just more things going on. They're reading more. I love these stories. They're good stories. They're interesting. And it's just simple lessons that you go through each day without the distraction, without an overabundance of manipulatives. But I want to show you in the back here. First of all, you can use this as a spelling curriculum as well. Because in the back of this book, they show you, or they give you these scramble spelling word lists, and then they give you these tiles. So what you do with this is you would just copy these onto cardstock. I can't turn the page. There's 2 pages here though. There we go. So you would copy these onto cardstock, and I've done that. And I cut them out and I put them into these baggies to keep it easier to find them when we're ready to use them. And then you just use these tiles when you are spelling words. So I separated them into vowels and consonants, and then vowel consonant blends, and then consonant blends, and there's vowel blends, and then I've got just the consonants here. So it's easier to find the letters. And what I'll do is we'll find our list, whichever list we're going to work from, and I'll pick like 10 words, and we'll use those 10 words for the whole week. And we'll just use our tiles here to spell the words, or we'll get out our bananagrams and spell the words. And it works really well. Also, there are some other pages back here that are really useful. They've got this Phonics study sheet, if you like having this on hand. Also, when you're done with this book, they have included a list of, this appendix is full of good stuff. But at the end here, they've included a list of books to read when you're done with this program. So they don't just kind of work you through learning to read and then drop you off not knowing what to do next, which I've found with some programs where you read it, it's great, and now you're done. What's the next step? I have no idea. But with this program, it gives you where to go next. She tells you the types of books to look for and actually gives you specific books that you can pick up and have your child read. So I highly recommend this. It is a really good program. It is inexpensive. If you feel like your kid benefits from having like the word cards, like a lot of programs have, you can actually just write these on index cards yourself. And I am working on making a printable of these cards on like index card size frames. So if you're interested in that, you can check my description box below. When I have that ready, I will offer it through my Etsy shop if you would like to pick that up. And then you can use those word cards and phonogram cards right along with this book. I'm also planning on doing that for the reading lesson because I feel like that would be helpful to have for some kids as well. Some kids don't need the cards. Some kids really love having those cards. So if your child likes that kind of thing and you see them having a good benefit from that, go ahead and check that link below. It's not going to be expensive. It's just going to be a simple, just a simple printout that you can use right along with your lessons. So that is Sound Bytes. Again, I highly recommend this. I think it's about $27 through Amazon. So it's completely affordable compared to some of the reading programs out there. You can use it as quickly as your child wants to go through it, or you can slowly work your way through it. It'll work for young kids or older kids. This does move pretty quickly. If you just do a lesson a day, you can get through this pretty darn quickly. So you might find that your student starts to slow down at a certain point, and that's totally okay. So if you have any questions about this program or you know anything else about this that you would want to add, go ahead and add it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. I apologize for any coughing you may have heard in the background. We've had some sick kiddos around here, but I wanted to share that with you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more videos. If you have any suggestions for videos you'd like to see, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I will be sharing some more reading videos coming up soon. I have some tips for teaching reading as well as some other programs that you can possibly look into if you're interested. My highest recommended programs are All About Reading, Sound Bytes Reading, and the reading lesson, which will be my next reading video. I'm going to show you inside the reading lesson. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys